The Legion Go 2 is coming very soon. It's actually up for pre-order right now, and in Germany at IFA this year, Lenovo announced a ton of new stuff about this upcoming handheld device. Of course, we did see it earlier this year at CES. I was actually able to go hands-on, but we couldn't really play any games on it. At that time, we were given very limited information on release and full specs, but now we've got everything we need to know about this device, and it is coming in pretty expensive. They also announced that they're going to be releasing two different models, so one will have a lower end APU than the other, but overall, the device does look really nice. Obviously, we've still got those detachable controllers. These are their True Strike controllers with FPS mode, so it does come with the little stand there, so we can use that right one kind of as a mouse, and I did use this more than I thought I would on the original Legion Go. It's actually a pretty cool little feature. Ergonomics have also been improved, plus they're using a next-gen coating on it, so it's fingerprint resistant and easy to clean. Improved back button layout, so they should be easier to get to with this unit. And those Legion True Strike controllers do have some textures, so it shouldn't slip out of your hand easily. They did announce some extra accessories like a case. They've got some wireless headphones that'll go along with this and a docking station. But the main thing here, at least for me, is this new display. It's an 8.8-inch Lenovo PureSight display up to 144 Hz, and it does support variable refresh rate from 30 Hz up to 144. This is really important because this is the first time that we've seen an OLED display in a handheld that supports VRR. This is going to be awesome. We don't have to worry about tearing or anything like that. They did lower the resolution to 1200p from the original. So now we're at a resolution of 1920 by 1200. So it's keeping that 16 by 10 aspect ratio. Native landscape, which means we don't have to worry about any kind of weird overlays going sideways on this thing. 500 nits of brightness, 97% DCI-P3, and it does support HDR. In fact, it supports Display HDR 1000. Console mode, so you can actually connect this to a larger display, or you can use it on that 8.8-inch display in FPS mode with those True Strike controllers. Brand new cooling system here with a bigger fan known as the Legion Cold Front. A much larger battery than the original Legion Go, but it's not quite an 80 watt-hour battery or a 99, which I was really hoping for. It's actually a 74 watt-hour battery with 65 watt fast charging. When it comes to I/O, up top, we have our fingerprint sensor and one USB 4 port, runs at a 40 gig protocol. Down below, there's a 3.5mm audio jack, micro SD card slot, good up to a 2 terabyte card, and another USB 4 port on the bottom here. Like I mentioned, Lenovo is going to be offering two different models of the Legion Go 2. So first up, we've got the base model. This is going to be using the AMD Ryzen Z2. It's based on Zen 4. It's got 8 cores, 16 threads, a clock up to 5.1 gigahertz, an RDNA 3 based 12CU Radeon iGPU, and you can get this with either 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM running at 8,000 megatransfers per second. This is basically the Z1 Extreme. It does have a faster memory controller, so we can take that RAM up a bit faster. We might see a little better performance out of that 12CU iGPU, but I really do suspect it's going to perform on par with what we see now with the Z1 Extreme and the original Legion Go. But next up, we've got the high-end version of the Legion Go 2. This is going to be powered by the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme. Based on Zen 5, we've got 8 cores, 16 threads, and with this, remember, we've got some Zen 5 cores and some Zen 5C cores, and those Zen 5C cores are clocked up a little lower. It's got that 16CU RDNA 3.5 iGPU. It'll clock up to 2900 megahertz, 32 gigs of RAM running at 8,000 megatransfers per second. Obviously, with both of these, we do get that 8.8-inch, 144 Hz OLED display with variable refresh rate. Remember, this is coming in at a lower resolution than the original Legion Go at 1200p, which is totally fine for a handheld in my opinion. It's got that 74 watt-hour battery, and you can get this with up to a 2 terabyte M.2 SSD pre-installed, so they're going to be offering this with a 1 terabyte and a 2 terabyte. As for weight, it's coming in at 2.03 pounds, so 920 grams, definitely up from the original, and one of the heavier handhelds on the market right now. Now, as for pricing, this is where it gets a bit crazy. It's actually up for pre-order right now over on Best Buy's website. I'll leave a link in the description. But pricing goes like this. For the base model, AMD Z2 Non-Extreme, 16 gigs of RAM and a 1 terabyte SSD, $1,099. Taking that up to 32 gigabytes of RAM brings it up to $1,199. If you want to go with the Z2 Extreme, 32 gigs of RAM and a 1TB SSD, $1,349. And the maxed out version with that Z2 Extreme, 32 gigs of RAM and a 2TB SSD, $1,479. So this is not going to be a cheap handheld by any means. I mean, it's definitely a very high price unit with that Z2 Extreme. I do believe that this is going to price a lot of people out, especially for that Z2 Extreme version. I mean, at $1,349 starting, you can buy a gaming laptop with an RTX GPU, and it will outperform this by leaps and bounds, but it's not going to be as portable. Another interesting thing that we saw recently were some release slides from Lenovo. So here you can see we've got the Legion Go 2 PC Game Pass, but the next one they released looks like SteamOS. Could be big picture mode. Some people are kind of debating that. But at the time of making this video, they haven't announced SteamOS. There's no doubt we'll be able to install it in the future. And with this one, it might go something like Valve doesn't officially support it, but it can be installed like they do with the LIX over on their website. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to IFA. I went to Gamescom in Germany last month, so I didn't want to make another trip back. But I'm going to try to get my hands on this as soon as possible. I'll be releasing a ton of videos, and I definitely want to get that Z2 Extreme version. But I'd love to know from you in the comments below. I mean, is this overpriced? Is it something you're thinking about? To tell you the truth, if you're thinking about just the lower end model, I would go with the original Legion Go. You can pick that up pretty cheap. It's got the Z1 Extreme, which is basically the same thing as the Z2 non-extreme version, and you're still going to have a lot of fun with it. And in fact, over on Best Buy's website, it's $699, so $700 for the 512 gigabyte model. You can always upgrade that SSD, but it does go on sale a lot, and you can always find open box versions too. There's no doubt, I mean, it looks like a great handheld, one of the most advanced handheld gaming PCs that we've seen so far, given that we've got those detachable controllers, 144 Hz OLED display with variable refresh rate. It's also a really good looking handheld, but again, this pricing is just going to price a lot of people out of even getting the base model of the Legion Go too. So I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Is this something you're interested in? Are you going to pick it up even though we already know the pricing on it? Are you going to skip it altogether, wait for something different? Let me know in the comments down below. And keep in mind, it is up for pre-order right now on Best Buy's website. It's the Z2 Extreme version with 32 gigs of RAM and a 1TB M.2 SSD. So if you want to learn a little more, I'll leave that link down below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Keep an eye on the channel. I will be getting my hands on this hopefully soon. And like always, thanks for watching.